Tim, your latest disruption, or one of your latest disruptions, a very big one, is Draper University for Heroes. So what are you doing with education? How are you trying to disrupt it? What is the Draper University for Heroes?
Well, what's great is that there's still a great free market for education. And so there can continue to be, at least higher education. K-12 education is a monopoly, and that is not working well for anyone. The higher education, there's a free market. And so I had a wonderful education. I went to Andover, I went to Stanford in electrical engineering, I went to Harvard Business School, and something was missing in my education. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but now I realize that it was the sense that you get when you do something, when you break something. I won't break this glass, but you break something, you learn, and you learn from mistakes. And in the normal education system, you get an A for not making any mistakes. And so I thought, well, I really need to create a school that allows for the big vicissitudes of big failures and big successes. And so I focused my new school on that, because after all, where did some of the greatest inventions came from mistakes? Electricity came from somebody flying a kite in the rain. Penicillin came from moldy bread. The Velcro came from burrs on socks. There are some amazing inventions or creations that have happened because people were working in some direction, making something happen, and something else was discovered.
So you're in the business of getting kids to make mistakes?
So we're looking for mistakes, that's right.
Mistakes, gambling, and how are you doing that?
So we decided to sort of challenge everything about schools, and we start with by teaching future. We teach future rather than history, and so we teach science fiction, predictive analytics, and forecasting for future. And then we teach business, but it's very advanced business techniques. So for instance, in marketing, it's viral marketing, social media, crowdsourcing. In finance, it's crowdfunding and Bitcoin. In design, we have them design things. We have them learn to paint. We have them learn yoga. We have them learn to do some extraordinary things. And then we have survival training, because as an entrepreneur or a hero, I mean, the school's called Draper University of Heroes.
Not for heroes.
Of heroes. And when
everyone's a hero there?
When they come out, they are.
They're not when they come in.
Now, when they come in, they've got a spark. I mean, we look for a spark when they're applying to be a kind of hero.
Tim, give me a very brief tutorial on the future. Bitcoin. You've been quoted as saying that this is the next big new thing. Why? What's so exciting about Bitcoin? I know you just made an investment. In Snapboard, which is a Bitcoin Snapcard. Whoops.
Yeah.
Which is a Bitcoin platform application.
That's an application that allows you to buy anything on the web with Bitcoin. So it sits in front of your.
You've been through these waves. You're one of the. Don't take this personally, but you're one of the veterans of the valley.
Right.
You've seen numerous waves. Some have been real, some haven't. Are you convinced the Bitcoin one is for real?
Yeah, I believe that Bitcoin reminds me very much of what the internet was. The internet changed communications, information, media. Changed all of those industries in a big, big way. I believe Bitcoin will have the same impact on finance and commerce, of course, but also on contracts, on the legal profession, on the accounting profession. Bitcoin is a way for money to move much, much faster through the system. And the faster money moves through a system, the richer the people become. Everybody gets richer. When you went from shells to gold, everybody got richer. When you went from gold to the promise of gold, everybody got richer. When you went from a silver certificate to a Federal Reserve note, everybody got richer because the velocity of money increased. And here we're going from basic credit cards, which cost 2.5% to 5% every time they're used, to Bitcoin, which costs much, much less. I mean, it's almost negligible. And it will move through the system almost instantaneously.
Finally, Tim, you say you set up Draper University of Heroes to teach mistakes. What's the most beneficial mistake you ever made in your life?
You know, I want to say one more thing about Draper University.
Don't avoid the question. You're not avoiding the question.
I'll get to it. We teach in teams.
Okay.
And that's another thing that's different. We don't teach for the individual because in real life, you work in a team. And you're at Draper University, you're stuck with the same 5 people the whole time you're there. And it's only an 8-week program. So you asked me, well, what mistakes have I made?
The best mistake, the most beneficial, the most productive.
Oh, the most productive mistake. Well, I think by being talked out of funding Google, I have
Who talked you out of?
My partners, I guess.
Anyone
as a group.
in particular?
Yeah, but we won't go into it.
When was this? This was the A round?
Yeah, this was the beginning. This was Google. I met them. They were on an airplane. I was sitting right next to them, and I got to know them. And I said, you know, this is something we really should do. And my partner said, we already funded 6 of these search engines. We don't want any more. So the good thing that came out of that is I will fund competitors. I will fund somebody who is doing something that may eclipse something that I funded 2-3 years ago. And that's what's great about technology.
So you're going to fund, you're going to do other Bitcoin style funding, other...
Yes, we funded about 14 Bitcoin companies, and I'm a big believer that this could really transform our Earth. It can make remittances, payments across country borders, much quicker and much more efficient. Right now, they pay something like somewhere between 8% and 40% to get money from one country to another. The 2.5% to 5% that we pay for credit cards is not necessary with Bitcoin. And then there are these smart contracts that use the same technology, that same Bitcoin blockchain technology. And those contracts will make a lot of the contract work that the lawyers and accountants do not necessary.
Well, Tim Draper, the guy who's proud of not investing in Google, always a pleasure. The man who has invented the classic mistake. Thank you as always. I hope you'll come back again.